the best official that we have in the world, because this is going to be the best wrestling match we've ever seen. I feel it.
Sadulaev getting a feel for Snyder straight away. The American on the chip and charge. Look at the athleticism from both. Turns around the Russian. Has he got the two? He most certainly does. Snyder chipped and charged for it, but the Russian took the points.
It was almost Chamizo-like. Kept his chest on his back, high cartwheeled over top of him, and Sadulaev takes the early lead off of the offensive shot by Snyder. Both of these wrestlers, high pace, and when they get going, can score multiple points in a short amount of time.
Speaking of time, 30 seconds gone in this opening period, the engrossing final. This one finally balanced, likewise as Snyder, who slides around and forces out Sadulaev for two of his own.
1 point on the board for Snyder with the step out. Tervel Delagnev coaching in the corner for Snyder, saying, again, do it again, keep the pressure on him. Snyder from Woodbine, Maryland, and did his senior year in Colorado Springs at the Olympic Training Center, and has just continuously gotten better and better and better. Beautiful shot by Sadulaev, gets to the single, and a step out point, adding another point on the board for Sadulaev. Already in the first minute, some serious fireworks. They both know what's at stake here.
4 points on the board. Both men looking for answers here. Snyder up against it. His attacks have been turned into counters by the Russian. The referee intervenes.
But I don't want this, okay?
Can be barely heard among the cacophony of noise here in Paris. A real treat here, halfway through the opening period.
And again, they're just kind of feeling each other out, forehead to forehead. I think Snyder is rethinking straight offense against Sadulaev, because Sadulaev is so good with sprawls and go-behinds. And when he gets his legs away, it's not just to stop a shot, it's to stop and score, because his counterattacks are ultimate as well.
Well, the incredible atmosphere here in Paris. Both men surfing on the wave of encouragement. Sadulaev, of course, has the lead. Snyder has been on the attack. As you say, has rethought it, tries to sneak in, gets a good hold of the neck. Can he get round the back? The Russian on the move, though.
And really heavy hands by Snyder. Snaps Sadulaev to the mat. Sadulaev, with his great presence, was able to cut a corner, but Snyder just changed his level and drove in and was able to get a 2-point takedown. We're all tied at 3, and Snyder has criteria if the match were to end right now, and I'm sure I'm glad it's not ending right now, because it's just great wrestling.
They can hardly be separated. The crowd loving this wherever you are. I hope you are as well. Russia or America for the top of the tree.
One of the things I know about Kyle Snyder is his hands are like hammers and like sledgehammers. So when he starts to snap on the head of Sadulaev, 2-3 minutes in, 4 minutes in, his lower back is going to be really sore. And remember, Sadulaev is coming up from 86 kilos, so he's a little bit smaller. The hand fighting that was done in that first period could make a huge impact in the last minute, but still, they're both champions. They both know, they've both been here before. They both know how to win tight matches. And, this is, again, I heard earlier talking about Rocky IV. I must break you.
The rocky road to the title. Who's going to be the king of the ring at the end of this one? What a response from Sadulaev. Snyder came out, he was up in his grill.
He was, and Snyder tried the cartwheel that Sadulaev did, and Sadulaev just grabbed his legs and took him down. But the snap down at the end, pulling the head of Sadulaev down to the mat. Again, there might be a little bit of fatigue in Sadulaev.
Well, this is the biggest moment for both men. Highly decorated world and Olympic champions representing their respective nations. The atmosphere in Paris, electric. The City of Lights providing a perfect platform for this final. Into the second period, Snyder has criteria.
I have such respect for Sadulaev that he made this choice to come up and wrestle the best. He decided he didn't want to stay down at 86 where he knew he could win. He wanted to see where he fared against the best at 97. And in my opinion, whoever wins this bout is the pound-for-pound #1 wrestler in the world. That's kind of shouldn't be even said because it's obvious. But both of them.
Snyder came so close to taking that 2 points. Sadulaev sneaked back out of the trap.
And Snyder was able to reface him. So Snyder left his arm over top instead of going behind the arms. And Sadulaev was able to capture the arm and turn and face him.
Steps out though. Was it one continuous move? The referee this time gives the 2 for Team Russia. Sadulaev has the lead.
And they said it wasn't a step out because he was still under attack. It has to stop motion, and the action continued, and that's why it was 2 points.
They may have been better to step out and run away down the Champs-Élysées because Snyder 2 points down now. But most importantly, 2 minutes left. A spare of thought for both men. Decisions, counter decisions, moves, counter moves. The World Championship title, the team title, and history.
You really can't write a better history book. You can't make this up. This is real life drama, and all the marbles out on the table.
As they say, the difference between fiction and reality. Well, fiction has to be believable. This one, incredible. And the drama just continues to build here. Both men having a quick look at the scoreboard. Well, it's not for the score, it is for the clock, which is ticking away here.
Sadulaev so absolutely strong. Little whip by, throw by, does it so well out of his underhook and his overhook. Was able to turn Snyder. Snyder looked to be like he was about to take a level change in a shot, but Sadulaev was able to whip him through and not allow it. Sadulaev does a great job of holding the head right here and just creating some time. Let the clock run a little bit.
They're trying to run forward there was Snyder, got a decent little hold around the waist, but Abdulrashid Sadulaev sneaks around, but the American had him in a hold. Was it a continuous movement? Does he get the single point? Just a single step out point. He was still chest on his back in a sprawl position when he stepped out, under attack. Now, hey, this is getting fireworks in the coach's corner too. So the official smartly goes to the corner and said, hey, let's bring it down. Let's let the wrestlers do the wrestling. Let you do the coaching. Well, they've got 30 seconds in which to do it. The referee's kept them calm. Schneider on the attack, tries to sneak round the back for the 2. He takes it. He's in the lead here. The last 20 seconds. Sadulaev on his front. Snyder on his back. Well, do you believe in miracles?
One of the things you know about Snyder is he's got great position, but what you know about Sadulaev as he has incredible finishing holds. He can go when he needs to go. Snyder needs to be smart, keep his hands and head for the next 10 seconds. He needs to block him down in a beautiful little whip by Sadulaev, seatbelt by Snyder.
Into the last 5 seconds here, Sadulaev. He's points down, Snyder has the gold. Team USA, top of the pile here in Paris. Wonderful stuff, and what a way to win by 1 point in the end.
And not only 1 point in the end, but that's a team title for the United States, the first one in many, many years. And it all came down to the last bout of the night. They both put their heart and soul into that match. Bill Zadek, the head coach of the United States, and his first year as head coach, he creates a world title.
Blue, contact.
Good job, Kyle. Move your feet to engage. Move your feet to engage. Slip out. Slip out. Good.
No fingers.
Fakes as well.
Okay? Thank you.
This is it. All the marbles.
Two wrestlers separated by just 6 months. Similar age, similar style, similar success. Two of the best the sport has to offer, and they are at it. Here we go again. Team implications for both the United States and Russia. Individual gold medal on the line as the legacies for one of these two wrestlers will continue to grow.
What you see Sadulaev really pulling down on the head right now of Snyder. Snyder, when he gets to his hand fight and gets chest to chest with Sadulaev, he's been known to knock down many trees. And if you're calling a man a tree, just pulling and getting him tired. Sadulaev keeping him at bay with his hands at this point.
You go back to their last two meetings, 2018 World Finals in Budapest. Sadulaev was able to win on a bizarre fall in which he caught Snyder. And then more recently in the Olympic Games, a 6-3 decision for the Russian tank.
Yeah, that was an interesting fall when he caught that back elbow, sat through and kind of backyard wrestled him to his back.
The two did not meet in Nur-Sultan in the World Championships as Snyder was knocked off in the semifinal round. Halfway through period number one.
And like I said in the pre-match, Snyder not making any attacks right now, and he's going to make his attack, I believe, when Sadulaev is in period number two, if he's going to attack. Right now he's going to work the head, he's going to pull on Sadulaev's head, and Sadulaev going to do the same thing where he's working his underhooks, working his head fakes, and going to look to create.
It will be Snyder who goes on to the clock first. A good look at Cael Sanderson in the United States corner. So Snyder on the clock, not quite 2 minutes into this opening period.
Snyder reaching and going to that wrist roll position, and Sadulaev working his forearm right into the neck of Snyder. Trying to take the wind out.
Red contact.
Now, if we see Snyder take that half shot again, don't be surprised to see Sadulaev blast through a counterattack if he comes up straight again.
Sadulaev gets the point as the clock expires. 1-0 for the Russian. And the two wrestlers jockeying for position. We have not seen one true shot from either wrestler in this opening period.
I like the way that Snyder is, feinting with his head and attacking with his hands and taking that shot, but his hands are never leaving Sadulaev when he makes those attacks.
Blue contact.
Where Sadulaev is great is when he gets you reaching at all.
Two will break for their opposite corners. The activity point, Sadulaev with a 1-0 lead. Let's start with the Russian corner. Things going well through the first 3 minutes for the reigning world and Olympic champ.
I think this is what they expected. I think they probably expected that Snyder was not going to take any attacks. I think this is exactly the script that both teams wrote.
For the United States, Cael Sanderson's message for Snyder.
It's time to pick up your pace. it's time to maybe take a couple of 1 and 2 and 3 attacks, but keep your hands on him and keep your hands pulling on Abdulrashid Sadulaev's head.
Sadulaev with a 1-0 lead as we start period number 2. Has not lost a match since the World Finals in Paris to Snyder in 2017. Over 55 straight victories for Sadulaev.
And there's Sadulaev going to that chest wrap.
Near the
Pulling to the edge.
and Snyder somehow avoids stepping out of bounds. Tremendous work by the American.
That is a huge position for Snyder and an attack for Sadulaev as he pulled Snyder's head down. We have not seen Sadulaev get warned for inactivity here, and they're saying to Snyder now, action blue, which honestly, Sadulaev has done the majority of the work, and they're going to put Snyder on the clock again in here just a moment.
Sadulaev with the 1-0 lead comes in again, and as Brian talked about, here comes the whistle, and for the second time it will be Snyder on the clock. So a good job by Sadulaev to dictate the tempo a little bit. He's been the aggressor in the early stages.
And the crowd didn't like that call. I know the mat judge white paddled that passive call, but the mat chairman did confirm. At this point, Snyder, if he's gone down 2 after this activity period, he's going to need to take some risks.
Looks like he is going to be in the position down 2 points. Activity clock done, both points coming via the passivity, and now Sadulaev launches and strikes for the first time. Has the wrench, drifts over to the right side of the body, and he will turn Snyder over. Up 6-0.
And that is why he's the best in the world. He can go from 0 to 60 so fast, and he's the best in the world in parterre position. 6-0 is a huge gap, as we know, for Kyle Snyder.
Sadulaev, he just waited and waited, and the second big blast in this period gets him the 2. And then like clockwork, he jumps on for the gut. And now Snyder in some real trouble inside a minute.
He's gonna need some big holds here to maybe a feet to back. And Sadulaev, so good with his hands, just said, I'm gonna snap you down to the mat, Kyle Snyder, and not giving you an opportunity to get to my chest or my legs.
At the age of 20 years, 104 days, Sadulaev became the youngest freestyle wrestler representing the Russian Federation or the former Soviet Union to win Olympic gold. He secured victory at the 2016 Games in Rio. Challenged by Snyder. And Sadulaev 15 seconds away from capturing another world championship. The world calls him the greatest wrestler pound for pound, and he has put it on full display here in the spotlight in Oslo. 6-0, Sadulaev wins number 5.